Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack bringing some live tournament action. Finally, we were kicking off one today. Boy, this is actually the first tournament match going today, so we are super excited for that. However, we do have an upset in our midst, potentially. We have iEatJello playing as Zerg against Colonel RSVP playing as Protoss on MLG's Metalopolis. And a little bit about these players. Colonel RSVP is a Grand Master. You heard me. He is a Grand Master. Fantastic to have this guy around. And let me see if I know his... Oh, I don't have his recent ranking, but I think I looked at it earlier and he was ranked like pretty stinking high, so he is dang good. He's like definitely in the top 100. I think he might have even been in the top 25. And iEatJello, though, however, is in the Bronze League, just about ready to move up. So a little bit of disparity there in skill level. But you know what, iEatJello, I'm going to have to give this guy a super shout out right now because he did not have to play this match. He could have taken a free win because Colonel RSVP got stuck in traffic on his way home from work trying to make it to his match and wasn't here on time. He ended up being almost 20 minutes late. And iEatJello had, I don't know if he reported the win or not, but he was definitely given the free win. You know, because that's what happens when people don't show. And you know, I didn't have a way to get hold of Colonel RSVP, so I didn't know what was going on. And that's just the rule, generally speaking. But I always leave it up to the players. So we left it to iEatJello. Do you want to play your matchup? He said that absolutely he does. Wants to play this matchup, so props to this guy. Wants to get in some real live action tournament experience, and I did make him a promise. So if he does beat Colonel RSVP 2 out of 3 in this matchup, I will increase the prize pool of this tournament by $100. That will be tons of fun to see. So there is some incentive here for iEatJello. I know how frustrating it can be in an all-league tournament where all we have is just one single bracket right now. Eventually we will have more brackets, but man alive, is it difficult to beat a GM when you are a bronzer. So props to this guy for playing and wanting to do that even when he could have taken the free win. So you know what? I just love the people that hang out around this tournament, and I honestly believe that this grassroots thing that we've got going here is just going to be awesome. We're going to have tons and tons of fun. Look at this, Colonel RSVP taking a very early expansion, his forge here on the low ground. Look at that. That's about as blocked off of a ramp as you're ever going to get from the bottom in an MLG. Of course, he can always take out the supply depot. And iEatJello going to be stealing the gas from his opponent. Of course, it appears that Colonel RSVP does not care at this moment. He is not taking any gas, but is taking an expansion. Appears to be more mineral hungry than gas hungry. And a little bit of lag here from Colonel, so that is kind of strange. Hopefully that will not happen again. And hopefully it wasn't my fault. Usually it's not. I've got pretty decent internet. I actually have... I can't remember what my download speed is, but my upload speed's like 2.5, and I'm on the fiber network, so I very rarely have trouble. But you know, I do a lot of multitasking, and I've got a lot of programs running at one time, so sometimes, every now and then, it can be me. But there we go, Colonel RSVP's expansion now up and running. He is going to be transferring some probes down here immediately. And so there's all sorts of you guys out there. Whoever is out there on the live stream, I want to hear people rooting for iEatJello. I'm going to alt-tab out there in just a moment. No, I'm not going to alt-StarCraft out. I am going to alt-tab out and see who is going to be rooting for iEatJello. I want to see the count. Let's see. Press 1. Press 1 for rooting for iEatJello. And nobody. Okay. That is okay, and this is nice because I believe my Fraps program doesn't see what I see on the screen. So you guys saw a big white blop on my screen, you know, me alt-tabbing out in the live stream, but I don't believe that shows up in my Fraps recording. So, well, actually, this would be a good time to test it. You know, test it while we're in the middle of one of the greatest matchups in the tournament, iEatJello versus Colonel RSVP. You know, that's the way I roll, man. I love to test things out. But we do have, let's see, he's got chrono boosting out. Finally, warp gate research. My goodness, that's delayed. Look at that. He's 6 minutes into the game, just now getting warp gate technology. I know, I'm just kidding. He does have an expansion, and he does have a pretty decent set of defenses here. But his expansion went down well before his Zerg opponent, so that is always interesting to see. Not very often that you get to see a Protoss expanding before a Zerg, especially on Metalopolis of all maps. But let's take a look at the drone count. Let's see how well iEatJello is doing. Units tab shows. Oh, yikes, he is at 19 drones. And this is one of the problems we saw in that last game, one of those just for fun games that we play, iEatJello was doing for us, is that he had trouble staying on top of his drone production, not knowing, how to, well, probably knows, but kind of forgetting when he needs to be making some more drones and making that, the drone count high enough so that he can keep in this game economically. And so, I mean, that's a little bit of a problem. And look how good at staying in the probe count Colonel RSVP is. Yes, indeed, he is a master level player. That is 5 gateways in his main. He does have 1 down on the low ground. That's 6 total. So we are on 6 gates. We will see what other tech he is going to be going. I assume he will be going probably one or the other between Stargate and robotics. We'll see which one that is going to be. If he is only getting 6 gateways, either that or I guess he could tech up to High Templar or Dark Templar. But usually if you get 6, you're going to go for robotics or Stargates. But we don't have anything yet, but he does have weapons level 1 on the way. And watching that drone count, so iEatJello actually doing a little bit better than he did in the round before. He's good. I mean, it was kind of sad because he really only had like 23 drones total. I think it was the highest he peaked at in the game, so just a little bit shy on the economy. And Colonel RSVP going to be moving in here with a harassment force is probably what he was hoping it to be, but iEatJello may find it to be harder to deal with than just harassment. This may look like a death ball to him. At this point, he does not quite have enough defense here to deal with that. He does have this 1 spine crawler, an evolution chamber going down here. Going to have to be transferring these drones out of there. That was actually a pretty decent idea. Oh, and down goes the spine crawler. Now he might be in quite a bit of trouble and needs to get these drones either attacking or back out of the way. This queen definitely not going to be able to hold off all of these zealots. So Colonel RSVP going to be taking a win here, I believe. My goodness, was he ever fast? Actually, he took 9 minutes. That's okay. He did expand, so he did a very, very safe move here, taking down a very convincing win. Here comes some stalkers for reinforcements, and so iEatJello definitely going to have to be GGing here fairly soon. And hopefully in the next matchup we'll see him, droning up appropriately early in that game, and getting some, hopefully just a little bit more scouting information. I would like to see this go to 3 games. That would be awesome. There's the GG. Thank you guys. Don't alt tab. Always alt StarCraft. We'll see you guys next time.